Hello everyone and welcome back to the Amplified Terrain Hardcore series. I hope you are doing well and I hope you are ready today to watch me build a giant storage system, because we've got a real issue in this world at the moment and you'll see that in here. Yeah, we've got a lot of chests full of junk. So yeah, this is all in this room here and also over here. One back here as well. Oh, and also these chests here. And of course, not forgetting all the junk up here. So yeah, we have a real problem with storage. I've got so much stuff just lying around. So today we're going to build ourselves a nice storage container. Problem is, I don't really want to build a humongous redstone monstrosity which sorts everything automatically and all of that stuff. Not yet, at least. I want to build something fairly compact, which means I'm going to need a lot of shulker boxes. So to start today's episode, we are going to be heading back into the end. And I'm going to be using the fishing rod and ender pearl trick that I showed you in last episode. So once I'm done getting all my shulker boxes or shulker shells, I can just click my fishing rod and head back that way. Yeah, so I've got the elytra now. So it should be a lot easier to survive in the end. I've also got my looting 3 sword. So we should be able to get quite a few shulker shells. Oops. Quite a few shulker shells in no time. So I'm going to head off to the end now and I will show you guys some of that. But before I go looking for end cities, I'm quickly going to make sure my elytra is all mended up using this enderman farm that I built. Yeah, it generates a hell of a lot of XP. As you can see, we've got loads of rockets, so we are ready to head off to the end cities now. So I started off by heading back to the end city where I found my elytra. There were still some shulkers lurking around that I hadn't got last time I was here. I also didn't get the dragon head from the boat. Whilst I was fighting the shulkers though, I unfortunately accidentally clicked my fishing rod and sent myself back home, which is annoying, so I had to quickly run back. But the first thing I did when I got back to the end city was dismantle one of the boats. If you've seen the thumbnail of this video, I'm sure you know why that is, but let's just say we'll be needing this stuff later. But if you're curious what an end boat looks like inside of a shulker box, well, it looks like this. Anyway, let's carry on with end busting. After this, I ended up setting myself a time limit of an hour and a half to see how many shulkers I could get in that time. I ended up going to, I think, 4 end cities in that time, and I managed to get quite a good haul of shulker shells, which I'm pleased with. So after an hour and a half of end busting, I have come away with 54 shulker shells, which I think is pretty good. Although I guess we haven't actually come away yet. So we've got a long trip home now, so... Okay, now we've come home with our 54 shulker shells. I actually thought that wasn't going to work for a minute there. That took a while to trigger. But yeah, we're back home. That's enough for, what, 27 shulker boxes, I think? Which should be more than enough to store all of the stuff that I've got dotted around the world. So yeah, I'm going to get to building where we're going to store that now. So we're going to be building the ship just off the edge of the cliff here by the mountain. I'm going to build a little sort of docking port or like bridge thing like they have in the end. Just coming off the side of the cliff here. I think this wood will look quite nice with the mycelium. It's similar-ish in colour. And I've also got the the logs as well, so I'll put those in. So yeah, we're going to have a little bridge going off this way, and then we're going to be building our ship just hanging over the edge here. Yeah, I think it should look pretty cool. And the end ship is now all done. So we've got our complete ship moved here from the end. We've got a bit of an interior as well. This is where the chests are going to go and all of our storage. And it's just started raining, which is lovely. Thunderstorm even, brilliant. But we've got one last thing to do before we can call this ship complete. And that is to put the dragon head just on the end here. Right, now we can have a look at this thing in the rain. Oh yeah, I think that looks really cool. It looks like it's leaving the magic mountain. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to go sleep before I get struck by lightning. Okay, so here it is in the day, not in the thunderstorm, and it looks pretty nice, I think. Fits in really well. Could be a little bit further away from the cliff, but that took a long time to build. I am not moving that. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. I do have a few things left over. These are all from the end busting, so we've got a spare elytra now. I got the smithing template, which is pretty cool. Got some good backup gear. And I've still got the shulker shells to use. Well, I've got a spare dragon head as well. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, so we've got the item frame, and we've got the place in the boat where the elytra normally goes. And so I need to think of something quite special to add into this item frame here. So I'm going to have a think about that. But in the meantime, we're going to get our chests and all of our goods moved into the boat here. And there's not really any way for me to make sorting items interesting, but here it is with some epic music in the background. Oh my goodness, I hate organising chests in this game. It is so boring. I've spent the last, I don't know, maybe half hour, it felt like forever, just organising and clearing out all the chests from all around the base, but we've got it done now. So if we head over to the ship, like this, you can see how I've organised stuff. So I've got, in here, I don't know why, I chose to use white dye on these signs and you cannot read it at all. But anyway, in here we've got our rocks, so mainly these shulker boxes are filled with cobblestone, there's a bit of tuff and other stuff in there. And then these are just the last few bits that I got too lazy to sort properly. In here we've got wooden things, so a lot of wood. Yeah, it's all sorted out pretty nicely. This is quite an interesting one, our valuables chest. So we've got some nice stuff in here. Got all the stuff from the trial chamber down here. But it's all organised, and I don't want to look at it again. Not for a while at least. So I'm going to get out of here. Oh, the ship does look really cool up there. I'm very pleased with how it looks. I thought what I'd do for the last part of this episode is just to maybe walk around the base a bit, make sure everyone knows exactly where everything is. So we started our world down here at the campsite. This is base camp, and the plan has been and is still to keep working up this huge mountain here and building all across it. So this horse here is Fridge that I found on day one. He's called Fridge because he can jump like half a block. So he jumps like a fridge. That's why I called him that. Anyway, so we've got our tower here where we've kept our wolves. We took a load of wolves into a trial chamber, and now they live in this giant keep here, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then if we follow the path upwards through the mountain, we come to the potato fields. So these are what fed us for most of the early game, and I still eat them sometimes, to be honest. And in here we've got our potato storage. So yeah, bunch of chests. Oh my goodness. Okay, you didn't see that. There's some chests I didn't sort. Ignore that. Anyway, perfectly sorted chests in there. And then up the bone bridge here. This leads up to the village, which we built a bit later in the world. And that's where we've got our villagers, which give us all of our enchantments and stuff. So this stable here is where Fridge lives most of the time. And then the villagers are pretty nice, hanging out on the edge of a cliff. We've got our tower up here. Our villager trading hall in here is pretty nice, although this isn't really complete yet. And then up there is the magic part of the mountain. So I still need to create some way of getting up there without using an elytra or ender pearls. I'm thinking I want to put like a ladder in around here. The problem is the villagers will just climb up the ladder, and I mean they already die all the time. Like they take damage falling off of this thing for some reason. So I guess I can just put the ladder in and just let them fall to their deaths, whatever. That's their own problem. Yeah. But then up here, where I want to get the ladder going to, is the magic part of the mountain. Where we've got all of our crystals and stuff. And then our end boat, which we built today. So I'm really happy with how this world is coming together. This is probably my favourite ever hardcore world, to be honest. I don't think I've ever lived this long. We are now on day... Where is it? 290. Okay, so we're coming up to 300. And yeah, it's really coming together. I'm really pleased with it. I've got a really cool project plan for the next episode. But for now, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.